Today, we're flying on UK's best airline, Virgin Atlantic, in upper class from London Heathrow to Tampa, Florida. And while I'm not quite sure I'd call it the best, let's find out if upper class is worth it or if it's worthless. But first, our trip starts off here at London Heathrow Terminal 3 at the Virgin Atlantic Lounge. Hello. So I am here right now at the Virgin Lounge, or rather the Virgin Clubhouse as they like to call it, here at London Heathrow Terminal 3. It is a great introduction to the Virgin Atlantic brand, and it's just a really fun space. The Virgin Atlantic Clubhouse is 26,000 square feet and often considered by many to be one of the best airline lounges in Europe. In addition to plenty of seating, there's also a full-service restaurant with table service, a buffet station, and of course, plenty to drink at the bar. If you're looking for something a little more casual though, they do have QR codes located at each table where you can order from a full drink and full food menus directly from your phone. I decided to go for some champagne and a British classic, fish and chips with some mushy peas. I can definitely see why people really love the Virgin Clubhouse. It feels more like a super chic boutique hotel rather than an airport lounge. There's even an area to do light workouts and a low light lounge area to take naps in. And for those of us that love to do a little plane spotting, the rooftop garden area on the upper floor has some great views of the apron. There's also shower rooms, of course, that you can book to freshen up. Personally for me, there's nothing better than being able to take a shower and brush my teeth before a long flight. But as much as I love this lounge, it's now time to get to our flight. Today, we'll be flying on Virgin Atlantic's 5th A330-900neo, aptly named the Ruby Rebel after Virgin Atlantic founder Richard Branson himself. As an upper-class passenger, we'll get to board in Group 1. Virgin Atlantic's upper class on the A330-900neo has 32 Thomson Vantage XL seats arranged in a staggered pattern in a 1-2-1 configuration. Since I'm sitting on the K side of the plane, we'll pass through the loft area first to get to our seats. We'll take a closer look at the loft a little bit later on in the flight. Undoubtedly, the best seats in the house are Virgin's Retreat Suites, located at seats 1D and 1G. They're the largest seats on the aircraft at 79 inches in lie flat mode, which is 3 inches longer than the standard seats. They also have a larger 27-inch touchscreen compared to the 17.3-inch touchscreen on the standard seats. There's even a small ottoman under the IFE, so you can have someone join you if you'd like. These seats do come at an extra £314 per person, so £628 for the two people, but they're obviously great if you're traveling as a pair. I, however, am traveling solo today, so I've chosen what I think is the best seat if you're a solo traveler, which is 1K. Now hear me out as to why I think 1K is the best seat for solo travelers. First off, since it's in the bulkhead, you get a much roomier footwell. This is what the footwell looks like in our seat 1K. For comparison, this is what the standard footwell looks like, which is much smaller. Secondly, even though seat 1A also has a large footwell, if we take a quick look at the seat map, you'll notice that 1A is located behind a washroom, whereas 1K does not have a washroom in front of it. So you're less likely going to have people walking by your seat at 1K, and a lot less likely to have to deal with what I'm going to refer to as questionable smells. Underneath the storage locker, there's wireless charging in addition to universal power port, USB-A and USB-C ports. And in the side table, there's also an extra storage compartment. The crew stops by with a welcome drink. There's a choice between orange juice and sparkling wine, and I of course choose sparkling wine. Then before you know it, it's time for takeoff. Now that we're in the air, let's take a look at the menu. This is what the drink menu looks like, as well as the snack menu and the wine list. And this is what the lunch menu looks like. You'll notice that there are 3 main options. But if you pre-order your meal online before the flight, you'll notice that there's a lot more menu options for your main to choose from compared to the standard in-flight menu. You'll actually have 8 options to choose from online compared to the standard 3 on the in-flight menu. While we wait for the food to arrive, I decide to put on the mattress cover right away like I normally do on a flight. The mattress cover is actually really quite thick and plush and really nice to sit on, and I imagine it's probably great to sleep on as well. As for the rest of the bedding, we'll take a look at it later on in the flight. First things first though, let's light at our tray which comes out from the side table. A snack and a drink come first, which is some potato chips, or crisps as I believe the Brits like to call them. For the drink, I ordered the signature Virgin Redhead cocktail. It's made with gin, mixed berries, lemon, and Prosecco. It's absolutely fantastic. 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend. Before the main meal, our tray gets dressed. Of course, there are the famous Virgin Atlantic airplane-shaped salt and pepper shakers. These adorable salt and pepper shakers actually have names, Orville and Wilbur. And of course, underneath, pinched from Virgin Atlantic, has been etched underneath them because when Virgin discovered that passengers were taking them home with them, instead of getting upset about it, they decided to lean into it in a cheeky way, which is one of the things I really like about Virgin. They're always a little bit sassy and playful. And you had better believe that I took them home with me. It's even encouraged on their website to take them home in case you were still unsure about it. The appetizer arrives first, and the presentation is just gorgeous. It's a pickled golden beetroot with whipped goat cheese, black truffle honey, roasted hazelnuts, and watercress. It's as delicious as it is good looking, and the truffle honey definitely adds a touch of decadence. Next comes the main. I got the lamb dawala, which was a lamb curry with tomato and coriander okra, rice, and paratha. I'm not gonna lie, this looks like wet cat food from a can, but it tasted really good, so I'm still gonna give it a thumbs up. For reference, this is what it looked like online, which is so much more appetizing looking compared to what it looks like in reality. Like I said though, it was still really delicious, so still a thumbs up from me. Lastly, dessert arrives, and it's a gorgeous dark chocolate and Morello cherry delice with vanilla cream and blackberry. This was definitely a great way to end the meal. Okay, now that lunch is done, let's check out the amenity kit. Virgin Atlantic likes to call their amenity kit a goodie bag. It's made of a thick craft paper material that looks like it was run over by a truck with all these bumps and wrinkles that are in it. It is supposed to be more sustainable though, but let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on it. The contents of the goodie bag are pretty standard. There are lotions and creams by British skincare brand Ren, an eye mask, earplugs, dental kit, and socks. It's actually really similar to the amenity kit that they give out in premium economy as well, which doesn't make this feel very upper class. They also don't provide slippers in upper class, which was a letdown for me. You do also get a can of water though, but I'd rather have a pair of slippers personally. Alright, let's go check out the washrooms and the social loft area now. There are 4 washrooms available to upper class passengers. One at the front of the upper class cabin in front of seat 1A that we discussed earlier, and then 3 in the back of the upper class cabin, although those 3 washrooms are also shared with premium economy passengers. There is a foot pedal so that you can open and close the garbage bin, but otherwise the washrooms are pretty standard, nothing remarkable. Okay, time to check out the social loft area now. According to this promotional video that you'll find on the IFE, the loft is exclusive to upper class passengers and is an area for passengers to socialize, chat, and live stream off the 32-inch TVs if they'd like. This is what it looks like in reality though. It wasn't very lively looking like in the video, and I never really saw anyone using the space during the flight. Perhaps the flight was full of introverts like me though, who would rather have alone time at their own seats. They did have a basket of snacks here throughout the flight, which was nice, and I took some back to my seat so that I could go watch some movies. Back at our seats, let's check out the IFE and headphones. This is what the headphones look like. They are noise cancelling, but I have to say that they're a bit rubbish, so if you have your own, you should bring them along with you. The IFE does have Bluetooth connectivity, so you can connect your own headphones if you'd like. As for the IFE itself, it's 17.3 inches and is really clear with great colors. There is also an excellent selection of movies, TV shows, and games available. And even though the IFE is a touchscreen, there's also a remote control tucked into the armrest that you can use as well. Alright, now for the purposes of this video, I will demonstrate what the seat looks like in lie flat mode, because I wasn't tired at all during this flight since it was a daytime flight. The seat has a 19.2 inch width, and in lie flat mode, it's 76 inches fully flat. There's also a privacy door that closes, of course, and the A330-900neo is actually the only aircraft in Virgin's fleet that has a fully enclosed suite with a door. And now this is me pretending to sleep, so that you can also imagine yourself hopefully sleeping like this on a flight like this soon. As for the footwell, it's extra roomy even in lie flat mode, but make sure you book the bulkhead like I did. Promise me that you will. Okay, now before we get into the pre-arrival meal, let's talk about how much all this costs quickly.
All right, so let's talk about how much I paid for all this. So, one way from London Heathrow to Tampa, I paid 29,000 Virgin points plus £473 in taxes and fees, which is an incredible deal. But I got an even better deal because luckily at the time, Amex was also having a transfer bonus offer, meaning if you transfer over, your Amex points over to Virgin, you got 30% back. So I basically got 30% of those points back. So it was pretty much like I paid 21,000 Virgin points. But even at 29,000 Virgin points, this was an absolute steal. So definitely check out Virgin's award pricing. If you're a little bit flexible with your dates, you can definitely find some really, really sweet spots like this.
Alright, it's now time for our pre-arrival meal. And like a lot of airlines these days, there is no designated pre-arrival meal, but they did have a small plates menu that you could order off of anytime. I ordered the scones, which were served warm with clotted cream, salted caramel, and lemon curd. This was absolutely amazing. The salted caramel and the lemon curd in particular were so heavenly. And of course, you can never go wrong with clotted cream. I also ordered the crispy chicken bao bun. The chicken was surprisingly crispy, and the pickled veg added nice texture and flavor to the bun. I would definitely recommend giving this one a try if you get the chance. And as we get ready to touch down in Tampa, let's chit-chat about Virgin Atlantic for a bit. Overall, I really enjoyed the flight. The food was great, the seats looked good and were comfortable, and the service from the crew was just the embodiment of the Virgin brand. Fun, playful, and chic with a touch of cheekiness. And while Virgin isn't perfect, but really few things in life are perfect, it definitely ranks pretty high for me in terms of European airlines. If you're still watching this video, let me know what you think about Virgin Atlantic in the comments. Or if you have another European airline that you like more, let me know as well so that I can check it out if I haven't already. As always, thanks for joining me on board the flight today, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video to fly again with me soon.